Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Davis from Drone Camps RC. Many of you guys know me as a DJI veteran. I've been doing this for over 4 years. I've been flying everything from the Flame Wheel, the Phantom 1, the Phantom 2, the Phantom 3, the Phantom 4, and now the DJI Mavic has hit my doorstep. Finally, it got here on Monday, and so I've been saving this moment to show you what's inside the box. We're going to do a basic overview. I'm going to give you my opinion of this new DJI product. Is it up to par? We're going to find out. I'm also going to tell you how to get your DJI Mavic quicker the next time the first orders come around. In the first batch, it's very important to follow this advice coming right up. Okay guys, here it is. Very nice presentation from DJI. Again, it has that sort of Apple feeling to it. I open up the box and it's kind of like looking at a new iPad or a laptop, and very, very impressive before I've taken anything out of the box. So first thing I'm going to take out of the box definitely is the Mavic Pro itself. And let's look at this from all sides. Very compact and very small. I don't know if I could fit it in my pocket like the guy did in the presentation. It would be kind of difficult, but it is way more portable than the Phantom 4 and the Phantom 3 was, especially the flame wheels. I saw there is a flame wheel that folds, kind of like this one if you mod it, but hey, I don't have to do any mods to this one, and this one is ready to fold up and take out and fly. I could definitely put this in a small bag or a backpack, and that's the point of these selfie drones, what they're calling them. Super ultra portable foldable drones is going to be the next big thing for 2017, and DJI definitely has a head start on that with this product. It is really interesting. It's interesting to look at this design from all angles. There's a lot going on in every single corner of this design, and it does feel like a 1980s transformer. It's pretty heavy and it feels really solid in my hand, so I do like that a lot. Now I did notice that there's no props on these two motors, so if you didn't have props on yours when you got it in the box, let me know down in the comments below, because mine doesn't seem to have them on there, and they do look like they're color coordinated. We have white over here and black on the top of this motor for knowing which prop goes on where. And there's also something new here. I'm going to show you really, if I can get it up close and get it to focus for you. You see that? It has a spring on the motor. I haven't seen that before in any other DJI motor, so that's something new. It must keep the motor on and hold it tighter in place while you're flying, so no props fly off while you're flying this one. That's very important because in the past we had motor braking, and sometimes the motor would actually kick the prop off even though it was a self-tightening prop. So we have a standard traditional style DJI battery that has LED indicators on here. Looks like I only have one LED there. I should have about a half charge on a battery when you get it from the factory. This gimbal guard in the front is removable. There's a little snap here. You can take that right off. And there you can see that little miniature 3-axis gimbal. Now this Mavic supposedly doesn't have as good video as the Phantom 4, and I'm going to determine that because I do have a Phantom 4 to show you guys and do some comparison video for these two products. We've got our obstacle avoidance sensors up front. We have more sensors on the bottom as well. We have sonar sensors on the bottom for indoor flying as well when you're not flying on GPS. Let's go ahead and unfold this for you. Looks like the top ones will fold out first, and then the bottom ones will fold out next, fold out and back. It really does have a neat profile on this quadcopter. And by the way, folks, this is removable off this, so you can fly this if you want to, but you know, there might be a little bit of glare if you fly with this. Looking at it in the studio lights kind of reflect off of it, so I'm interested to see how that works during daylight hours outside doing some filming. But really nice little rubber cover over top of it as well. Now it looks like it does have LEDs front and rear traditionally, like we normally do. On most DJI quads we have a LED here in the back. That's going to show you your different flight modes It does have two bumpers here in the very back, so when you do set it down it has something to rest on. But traditionally this one sits a little different than traditional Phantoms that I've seen. It sits on an angle, but the IMU and everything up inside here, I can guarantee you folks, is all centered and level with the way this is compared to the Horizon. So you're going to have a straight and level flight controller inside there, and it does have dual IMUs in there as well, so you have redundancy inside this, so if one fails the other one takes over, and that's a really nice feature of the Mavic Pro. So let's set this back here and let's go ahead and pull the rest of the stuff out of the box. Now what I'm really interested to take a look at is the controller itself. It does have that kind of PlayStation 4 kind of feeling to it, but you know what, it's really solid feeling in my hands. It feels like heavy metal. See how these kind of, they do rotate and spin out. We'll find out which direction is the best direction to have those facing once I read the manual more completely. Looks like that would be the best way. They don't quite spin in a 360, but I'm assuming that they will go like this and face upwards like that while you're flying. And this little bottom part kicks out and holds your mobile phone. It looks like we do have a USB port down bottom. There's rubber grips on the outside of this phone grip, so in case you're holding it lower. And I've seen other guys that are doing mods to this, putting 3D printed part in here to actually, because it does expand out quite a bit, so you could put a 3D printed mod in here to hold your tablet. So guys that want to fly with their tablet, you're going to be able to do that. And these gimbals on here do feel really nice. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is in the field. This is way more portable than what the other transmitters like. And I'll grab that other transmitter to show you. It's quite a bit bigger than this one. So here's the Phantom 4 controller, and you can see it is quite a bit bigger. Even as this one folds down, it's still a lot heavier than the new controller for the Mavic. So this is a great direction to be headed, because a lot of us are using our devices now, and a lot of this can be put in such a smaller controller. Now battery life, that is going to be determined. Will this one have better battery life since it is a larger controller? Possibly so. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this and put my phone in it. I have the Apple, it's the iPhone 6s Plus, and it does have a little connector here that plugs into the bottom of your Apple device. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. And I'm going to spin it up and lock it into place. See how that feels. It looks pretty decent. Doesn't feel like it's going to fall out of there. So, very solid. And these can come in. So, how does that feel altogether? It feels pretty natural. Now I have my ruler out just because I wanted to show you how small this controller actually is on camera. We're looking at 5¼ inches here wide. That is pretty interesting. That's super compact, guys. Now we'll see about the height. Looks like 3 inches high. So very, very compact controller. Way smaller than what we had before with the DJI Phantom 4. Now let's take a closer look at the controller itself. Let's talk about some of the buttons that are included on here and some of the features that I'm seeing right away. And I've only gone over the manual a few times, so if I'm wrong on some of these things, you can feel free to correct me. Some people like to do that. Let's go ahead, open up the bottom here. Now it does hold my iPhone 6 Plus, which is plenty of room down here for the phones. Most popular phones on the market are not much bigger than that before they turn into sort of a phablet. Now that is an Apple style connector right here, and it does have a wire that runs up to this port right here, and that's what connects your phone to the controller. Now on the front of it we do have different style gimbals than what we've seen before, smaller, and they feel really nice for how short they are. They also have rubber grips around the sides so that if your finger slips off, maybe you're a pincher. Either way, feels really solid. You do have a power button here on the top right. You press that once and it'll show your battery percentage. It's at 33% battery there. And you do have sort of a joystick feeling button push control here. It's going to help you navigate your menus inside the controller. And it looks like you do have a video record or some type of button here, start and stop, as well as your return to home button here if shit hits the fan. Now on the very top of it, the antennas fold down, nice and compact. It looks like they'll be fine in transport just like that. We also have another record button up here, start and stop the video, photos here. Traditional gimbal style wheels up on the top, and I'm sure those are programmable inside the DJI Go app, whichever app we're using with this. I believe it's DJI Go. Now there's two controller buttons on the back here, and those are very similar to the controller buttons on the back of the Phantom 4, C1 and C2. So I'm assuming that those are going to be programmable as well. You'll be able to put different functions on those. But very compact, and it does have more vents along the top, and it has some vents on the bottom as well. So I don't know yet if there is a fan up inside here like previous controllers, but that would be nice for some cooling so we don't have a crash or a failure from an overheating situation. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what's in the box, the rest of the DJI Mavic Pro. There's a little compartment in the very front. Looks like some of your charge utilities and accessories. We have, looks like an extra cable here, and don't worry folks, this is for Android, so nice that they did include that. The one on the controller is the Apple version, and they also included a connector for your Android phone, so very, very nice. I was kind of concerned that they had an Apple device built into the controller, but it is removable, how I showed you on the side of the controller. So we'll set that to the side. Make sure not to lose this little extra part here as well. That would snap in between the connector and the controller. You want to keep that nice and safe, so we'll set that to the side. Also USB, traditional USB like we've seen in previous kits. And there's another plastic bag here. Let's see what's in that one. Okay, and this looks like another style phone connector. It's a little different connector than the Android one. Okay, set that to the side, and two more collars as well for that setup. And this looks like the power cable for the charger itself. There's a nice little Velcro strap with a DJI logo around it and a protector. We'll set that to the side. Let's go ahead and look in the rest of the box here. And this looks like our preliminary introduction quick start guide. DJI Mavic Pro quick start guide, yep. And also what comes in the box, the disclaimer, and your DJI Care refresh. So if you do order DJI Care, you'll have all the parts and stuff covered on your copter, which is a nice option from DJI. And also some intelligent flight battery safety guidelines. You want to be sure to read this if you're new to flying drones, because LiPo batteries can definitely be dangerous. They will burn your house down if you're not careful. If you mistreat the LiPo batteries, they'll mistreat you back. So be very careful with them, and don't overfly them, folks. If you land sooner, the longevity of your battery will last a lot longer. Now this is the charger. It's wrapped in some sort of a plastic, kind of like Apple is. And in previous years these were white, and now it's black to kind of go along with this DJI Mavic Pro theme. It looks like there are some pins sticking out in here on the charge slot for plugging into your battery. And I'll put some of the specs on some of the stuff in the video down below if you're interested to see. I believe this was, let's see if it has it on there. See what kind of watts we have. 13-volt output, 50 watt max, it says right on here. So okay, so last but not least, we have the props hiding underneath this little compartment down here. There's two sets of props in here, two bags, and there's 2 sets in each bag, which is nice. These are the white, and I'm sure the black is in the other bag. And it's nice because DJI has redesigned this prop and the motor fastener. The way it goes on there, it kind of clips into place, and there's a little spring on top of the motor that will hold it in place. You can see this little bevel in here where the spring will sort of rest against, and you have these teeth. There's 3 teeth on the top of this that will spin and lock into place. So it looks like it should go on pretty easily, and that's going to go on the white side. So let's grab the black props in this bag here, and I'll try to put a prop on for you for the first time and see if I can figure this out. So this is the black one. Let's see, make sure I have a black one here. So it is kind of confusing because I thought they did labels where they would have a marker on the end of the prop, but the marker for which prop goes where is actually in the center. And that's fine, but this extra white on the end can be confusing, so you might grab the wrong prop if you're just looking really quickly. So be sure to look at the center where it connects onto the motor stem. So I was looking for the black one, and it's this one. So let's go ahead and try to put that on there for the first time. And it shouldn't spin. I feel the spring pushing it up. Okay, it spins to the right and locks into place. I'm going to see if that moves. Move it back and forth. That feels pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and move this box out of the way, and I'll put the other prop on the front. I'll grab this one with the white on the center, and I can feel that spring action there. And it moves to the right and locks into place. And that's pretty simple. Very, very easy to put the new props on. I'll try to take it off. Press down, spin back. Yeah, that's probably the easiest prop that I've seen from DJI to put on. So definitely a good design. So that's everything you get in this combo. This was the $9.99 combo, and I waited all week to show you guys this, to open this on the channel and share it with you for my first impression. I really have been wanting to just open this box up and take a look at it, but you know what? I did wait for you guys. So my overall impression of this new DJI product, it's really nice, folks. Out of the box, it feels really sturdy, and the design is way different than what we've seen before. So I love drones and I love innovation. It looks like something out of Wired magazine from 2030, from the future or something. It's very, very futuristic looking, and a lot of us like that. I really do like that design. Like I said before, it does sit a little bit upwards in the front, but everything inside is nice and leveled out, so you don't have any issues with calibrating it. And the overall look of it, it is nice. It is a nice product, but we're going to do some comparison with the Phantom 4, and I've seen other videos out there. I know that this camera is not quite as good as the Phantom 4 camera, so we're trading something here. We're trading portability for a little less camera quality, and this is a much smaller camera, so it's not going to be that really nice big lens like we have on this other camera. So that's the question for you. Can you trade portability for a little less video quality? So for me personally, I can, because I shoot in 2.7 most of the time, because 4K video file is huge and it's hard to edit. You also fill up your micro SD card way faster than you would if you're shooting in a little less resolution. So we do have 3-axis stabilization on here, which is really nice. So any video mode we shoot in, we're shooting in full stable, mechanical stabilized, not software stabilized. So that's really an important feature about the Mavic Pro versus some of the other selfie drones out there. This one is quite a bit larger than some of the other selfie drones, and you're going to definitely have people noticing that you're flying this one. You're not going to be able to just fly this one anywhere, so be careful where you go fly it. But let's go ahead for a moment. Let's take a look at the Phantom 4 next to the DJI Mavic Pro. So there is quite a bit of difference between these two, and first of all, you're going to see that this is way lower profile, and the Mavic Pro actually looks about as wide as a Phantom. So it's very, very close to the same width as the Phantom. The Phantom 4 does have larger props, and you're going to get quite a larger wingspan with the Phantom, but it looks like the Mavic Pro is very, very close. in size. So the motors are almost, and these two motors on the Mavic, looking at it, they actually go a little further out. The motor stem is actually wider than the Phantom 4, which is kind of interesting. Now from the top view, let's go ahead and put the Phantom 4 on its nose and take a look at that profile. So they look fairly similar, but they are quite a difference in weight between the two. Now let's take a look at the two controllers themselves. Physically, they are definitely a big difference in the two controllers. You're probably going to have a little less battery life with this one as compared to this one. However, portability is king right now. Running through airports with this is going to be a lot easier than carrying this one. I've already traveled with this one a lot in the past year, and you know what? This one is very heavy and very bulky. I carry all of this stuff in a backpack, versus this one I'll be able to carry in a bag, and it won't take up my entire cargo space for that backpack, which is really, really nice. Now I'll spin this to the side so you can see sort of a side profile between the two. Again, the Mavic Pro is winning for space. Now look at these two gimbals. There's a difference in this Mavic Pro gimbal and the Phantom 4 gimbal. Quite a bit longer here, and there's no rubber grip around the Phantom 4 gimbal, so I do like this kind of new game style controller with this rubber grip. This feels really ergonomic and way better for flying. Some of you guys that do the pinch, this is great for you guys, and it feels really solid on the thumbs too as well. So let's take a look at the back of those real quick. And again, quite a bit wider on the Phantom 4, and some of the same controls, which is really nice. Okay, now we have a little face-off between the Phantom 4 battery and the DJI Mavic Pro battery. Now, this one is a much larger battery, and it is a lot heavier. It's also 4S battery, and this one's a 3S battery. Now, the Phantom 4 battery is going to get you in that 25-minute range, and the DJI Mavic Pro battery is probably going to safely fly around 22 minutes. I wouldn't push it too much past that because you can damage the flight battery. So if you fly it a little less each time, this battery is going to last you a little longer. It's going to have a longer battery life before it stops taking a charge. So very important with lipos that you take care of them and fly them a little less than what they say the actual flight time is. DJI did confirm that they don't quite fly for 27 minutes, so be careful with these folks and fly them a little less. Now they both have that LED function on the front, and they'll show you 25, 50, 75, and 100% LED status on there. This one is a 4S, and this one was also a 5350, and this one is a 3830 and a 3S battery. So a little smaller, a little more portable, and you're still going to get around that 20-minute flight time. So that's acceptable for the Mavic Pro, in my opinion. Now it does have locking feature on here on the outside of the case that locks into the Mavic Pro. This one slides in, and it has the locks up at the very top. Now this battery also had vents on the side, and the back of this battery is probably better because it faces you when you're flying it, versus the Mavic is facing up and above. You can't really see the LED status if you have it close, unless you bring your copter down low and you look at it there. So there are some benefits to having the battery designed so that it sits in the back, the rear of the copter. Now the profile on the side, you can see there's no vents in this case as compared to the Phantom 4 battery. But this one's going to charge probably around the same time as this one, because you have a 100-watt charger with these and a 50-watt charger with this one. So that's yet to be determined though. I'll put this on the bench and I'll let you know how long it takes to charge it. So let's go ahead and let's talk about how to get your Mavic quicker, or any other DJI product that first comes out. We'll go ahead and give you that little bonus in this video. Okay guys, that's the DJI Mavic Pro. Thanks for watching that video, but you know what? I'm not going to let you go yet, because I'm going to tell you how to get your DJI product quicker. Now this is a little insider information for you guys that are purchasing DJI stuff, and if you have purchased stuff in the past, you know that you had to wait quite a bit of time to get your DJI product. Now here's a little tip for you guys. If you're buying something from DJI, you want to order the RTF kit only. Do not order the bundle. Don't order the one with the backpack and all that extra gear and the extra batteries and all that stuff, because you know what? As a priority for the company, the first thing that they're going to produce is the kits themselves. They're going to produce the RTF package first. Then they're going to worry about bundling stuff with the backpacks and the extra batteries and all that stuff. It only makes sense. So think about that for a second. When you order yours next time, if they have something new that comes out, make sure you order just the RTF kit, one battery. Don't order any bundle stuff, because you're going to be waiting way longer than guys like us. So I got mine way before some of the other guys did that ordered the backpack bundle and the extra battery and the little charge hub. And that's cool. I can wait on all that stuff. So no big deal. I'll be flying mine while you're waiting for yours. So thanks again for watching. I'm Justin Davis from Drone Camp SARC. I'll see you on the next one.